Hi guys, it's been quite a while since my first video, but I've been busy and hasn't really been much to update on as far as stitching goes. So I did my video, I'm just gonna look through my diary so I can actually remember. So I did my video on the 5th. No, I posted the video on the 6th of January, I think, and then I got some pieces worked on then, but the week after I had a very busy sort of week at work. I didn't really have time to get any stitching done. I'd sort of come home from work and just be absolutely tired. I just want to go straight to sleep really, so I kind of had a super busy week the week after my video was posted, and I didn't have time to do an update after that week, which is fair enough. Life sometimes does get in the way, and I just didn't have time to make a video, edit a video. I think I actually did an update video, I just didn't have time to edit it. But you know, now I'm kind of hoping that my busy week at work has kind of stopped in favour of I've finished that week at work. I'm now back into like a normal routine kind of thing. Well, I start university tomorrow. Well, I'm not really going into university, it's all online because UK in lockdown again. It's getting ridiculous, I swear. But besides the point, I'm at university, I have work. I'm just hoping I can fit this in with my stitching. And all my uni work. I'm just hoping that this can all fit in because I really want to make this Flosstube work, and I'm sure you guys want me to make it work, and I just gotta push myself. So, in terms of stitching, the first thing I want to show you first is a finish. I got Sea Fairy finished since last time. I'll put up a picture of what she looked like when I first showed you her. Here it is. She's basically finished now. So I managed to pull out the background that I did do, because I decided I'm not doing the background because, in the words of Sarah the Stitcher Mummy, life's too short to stitch background, and she looks just as fine with this beautiful green background. This is Water Lily from Witchult, I think it is, which is the called for fabric, but it's like, this is all like kind of like, it's kind of full coverage. It kind of is, kind of isn't, but this is mostly full coverage, and I'm like, I'm not stitching that. I was going to, but it looks better without. And honestly, it just looks so much better. So I pulled out all the background that I had that was here, and there was a little bit down here and here, and then I did all the back stitching. I backstitched her first, so she was done. You can see that, and then I backstitched around all these leaves, I think they are. And they really do, they stand out, and it is so pretty. I think it's amazing. And then when all the backstitching was done, I did the crown on her wings. I didn't do what Sarah the Stitcher Mummy did. She used like blending filament with it. I didn't do that. I just couldn't find the right blending filament, if I'm honest. So there's Krynic on her wings. You can't fully see it there, but then she's got her beads, as you can see. She doesn't have as many, but I know she's very this one, Sea Fairy especially, is very stitching heavy as opposed to a lot of beads. I think I finished my A Fairy and my J Fairy quicker than this. So my mum and dad don't know I finished her yet. I haven't posted a picture on Instagram to say it's finished, but if they do see this video, then they'll probably know that this is finished. I think she's really pretty. and I just need to get her framed now. I don't know when I'm going to gift her to my sister, because I don't know when I'm going home, honestly, especially in like times like this. I could frame her and send her via post, I guess. I could do that, but you know. So I'm happy with this. I've got a finish done, and now the only family piece I kind of have to focus on at the moment is Mother's Bliss, and she's almost there. But yeah, I do have an idea for another present, which I am going to talk about here, but I haven't started it yet. But I will be showing you the start idea that I had. So I'm just keeping her in here for now, which still has like all her threads and beads and stuff, and like that's the chronik I used for her. So I'm keeping her in here for now until she's framed. I'm not the world's best framer, but I find it's much cheaper for me to frame myself, for me to do the framing myself. Where I work, I just work at a normal like supermarket. They have like a tiny little shop, like at the front, I think. Like you walk in and then there's like a bunch of little shops at the front of the shop, and then you go into the actual supermarket. One of the little shops they have at the front is a photo frame shop. It's literally just photos. You can get like professional pictures done there, you can have pictures printed out there, and they sell photo frames. So I get a staff discount there because I work literally at the supermarket that owns that shop. So if I want to, obviously it's convenient, I guess. I find it just easier for me to frame myself and not get it professionally framed. I know people like the idea of having them professionally framed, but I think I'd rather frame them myself, just because I'm a student. I don't get much money. But when I can get a discount at a store that sells photo frames, I think I'm pretty good there. It works well for me. So yeah, that's Sea Fairy, that's my finish, and I'm going to go into what I did between my last video and this video. So I'll show you what I did between then and now, and I do have a start to show you, and then some plans we'll talk about after. I'm getting like a routine with my pieces now, like now that I'm starting like university tomorrow, going online and everything. I kind of have like a set time of, okay, I can stitch on this day because it's a day off. I can film on this day because it's the weekend and it's a day off. If that makes sense. But so I'll talk about that near the end of the video, and we'll just get into my pieces. So after I filmed the whip parade I did for you, I did a start on autumn. I didn't do a start. I did some work on Autumn Queen, and I got good progress done. I finished her face, if you haven't seen the picture on Instagram. Just show her for you. So, just pull it to the side, so you can see. Yeah. So as you can see, her face is done, and I like being able to backstitch to see their face. As you've seen on my other Mirabilias, I backstitch their face. I just like to see their face. I think it gives me more, just some motivation to work on her. So that's the week I worked on her, so I was ready to see more progress with her. So, and for next time, I do want to work on her hair and get like her head like completely finished. But I'm also thinking she hasn't got much skin left to be finished, there is like a tiny little bit of skin down here which needs finishing, and then she has a hand down here which needs finishing, so if I do them little bits then her skin will be finished, like there'll be no more skin left to do, which for me is like a milestone with my Mirabilias, which is finishing their skin. So that's Autumn Queen. Got some really good progress on her. I just hope I can get like her head finished, then I can actually go into the dress, the actual fun part. I love doing Mirabilia dresses, it's my favourite bit. I don't fully do the beading until the very end. I have done it a couple of times. I know I did do a little bit of beading as I went with Stargazer, but that was because I wanted to see how the purple beads looked with her jacket at one point, so I was like, okay, I have this portion of the jacket done, I'll do a portion of the beads. Because I don't stitch in hand, I stitch with a Q-snap, and I don't want the beads to get caught, so it makes more sense to wait until the end, because I bead in hand. I find it easier to bead in hand, but I can't stitch in hand for some reason or another. I can do one but not the other, but that's how it goes for me. But when I do my beading, I roll it up kind of like how Sarah the Stitcher Mummy does, and stitch and do my beading like that. But yeah, so that was Autumn Queen. I'm happy with the stopping point I got on her, and I don't know when I'm next pulling her out. I've got like a little schedule for my seasonal queens. I kind of have my seasonal queens like as one big category, which again I'll talk about later, otherwise I'll just get sidetracked and we'll never get to see my progress. So I did a little bit of work on Spring Queen. This is where I keep both the Spring Queen and the Summer Queen here. That's Summer Queen's pattern, and then at the front is Spring Queen. So I did some work on Spring Queen, and I worked on her on 2 different occasions. I worked on her, I think, on a Thursday, and I don't know if I'll show you the picture, maybe I will, I do have the picture. I basically worked on her flowers here, and I finished all her leaves in her flowers. This is the bit I'm working on at the moment, so I'm able to work down. So I'm trying to like just colour complete in the flowers, and then I'll be able to continue working down and getting her dress finished. So a little bit boring, it kind of does I kind of do end up losing a little bit of steam on it because I'm not in the fun part, the dress. I absolutely, like I said, love the dresses. So, but I still try to colour complete in the flowers. So I finished the green at one point on the 7th of January. It's been a while since I did the video, so I'll put up a picture now of all the green I did. And then I worked on her sometime again. I don't think I worked on her last week. Maybe a little bit. Maybe sometime at the weekend. Last weekend I worked on her. I should start writing down when I worked on these patterns for Flosstube purposes, so I'm able to just sort of make a recall. And she is not here, but she should be. I'm going to go find her. Here she is right now, as you can see. Pulling it to the side so you can kind of see. She got a lot of progress in her flowers. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up. So yeah, I did all the greens first, so the green is completely done. Then I decided to do this bluey purple bit here, here, and here, which like the 2 little bits at the top, can't really see, but whatever. And then I switched to this really dark colour, this dark, like, it's pink, but I think the surrounding colours make it look a little more burgundy, I guess. So these are like the darkest colour in the yellow flowers, if you can see. And I finished that colour as well. So my kind of plan next time is to go to this, there's a really dark blue amongst these purple bits, and yeah. So final look. Super happy. I can't wait to just get the flowers finished so I can get onto the dress again. She is a beautiful queen. She, like I keep saying, she is my favourite of the queens. So she's on 32 count antique white linen. I think I mentioned last time in my video that my two warm queens are on antique white, and then my two cold queens are on white. So autumn queen's on 32 count white. So yeah, that's spring queen. And since I'm still in this bag, I had a start. I'm just spring, because that's, we're gonna do that again. So since I had a week for Summer Queen, I did start Summer Queen. I have her patterns and her colours already. I have a big set DMC. Don't ask me how I got it. But yeah, she was all ready to go with her, her fabric came, so I started her on the 9th of January. So I think she got a weekend, so she definitely got some time, and there isn't much in her start, obviously. I've only had 2 days to work on her since the video, so there we go. It's a tiny start, but you can see it. Oh, let's look. That's the start. I love the blue, and I just want to work on the blue. I just want to work on the dress, but I also try and like give myself some discipline and be like, come on, let's do the face, because I think the face is the most important bit. But I just want to just work on the dress. I find the dress to be the most pretty bit. So there we go. I did these 2 dark patches, and I wanted to see more of the blue, so I worked on this and worked it up. And then there was a blended blue that I wanted to see, which was like, I think it's white. I'm not too sure. Yes, it was like a light blue blended with white, which is this one here, and I wanted to see that because I like working on blends. So that's her start there. So yeah, it's a start. Obviously it's not exactly recognisable yet. I don't think people can look at it and think, oh look, Summer Queen. But yeah, that's Summer Queen, and I'm happy to get her started. Soon I'll be starting Winter Queen, so I'll have all 4 of them on the go. And you may think I'm crazy, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun to be working on all 4 of the queens at the same time. I might not have the time, but one day they will be finished, and I can't wait to actually have them finished. Although obviously Spring Queen will be finished first. She's the one that's that far ahead. So after the start of Summer Queen, I had some time to work on Villa Mirabilia. She is my birthday piece. I always work on her on the 11th because, yeah, my birthday was on Monday the 11th. So I was working on my birthday, but I did manage to pull her out when I came back from work, and I got a little bit of her done on my birthday. So, and I worked on her yesterday and a little bit today. I'm here where her flower is. So I'll do it separately because like she's so big. So this is where she was last time. So here she is now. And I can unravel her. There we are. As you can see, her skin is completely finished now, so I've hit a milestone with her. Great. So now I'm just working on her flower bit here, and then I plan to just sort of go down into her dress for a little bit, because the main reason why I wanted to do Villa Mirabilia was for her big dress with the amount of colours she's got. And I remember being on like a massive search for her at one point, not really knowing she was out of print, and then when I heard she was out of print I was like, okay, I'm never going to get her, am I? But I ended up I just basically kept my eye on, you know, eBay and things like that, and obviously I got her. So I remember being really gutted when I did learn at first that she was out of print, but to have her now is great. So that's her. So I got a good progress on her, and I'm happy to have her skin finished. So then I'll be showing this piece definitely every week, because she'll come out every week. Is Mother's Bliss. She is a gift for my nan, as I mentioned before. Oh, and I didn't mention that Villa Mirabilia is on 32 count cream linen. It's not the called for fabric. I think she calls for willow green, and I couldn't find it. I think it's a discontinued colour of fabric, but don't hold me to that. But I basically just chose a fabric which I thought would work best with her, and I chose cream. I got a fair good amount of work done on her, and I'm hoping to see her finished soon. So, before and after. So I'm still plucking along the edge of her dress with the light blue colour, and I've hit the bottom. This is the very bottom of the dress, the very bottom of the whole picture. So there you go. So I'm still slowly going to be plucking away at these colours, and I'm still kind of going backwards and forwards between the lightest colour and the darkest colour. It's slowly plucking away, but I've got her plugged in now for every Sunday. So she'll get one day each week, and she'll come out every week. You'll get to see her every week on progress until she's done. And I also have ready, I'm not starting it until this Mother's Bliss is finished. I'm basically going to be doing Mother's Bliss again for another family member who's got kids. I don't think she watches my videos. I don't think she watches my videos. I don't think she knows I even have a YouTube channel, but I'm going to be sorry about that. My iPad got full. Fun. So I had to do a little bit of deleting, and I think we're good with space now. So let's hope I can get this video finished. So I mentioned that I was going to be doing Mother's Bliss again for a family member who's got kids. My cousin, she's got 2 kids of her own, and I'm going to be doing it again, so it'll be a complete present for her. So if I find that she does watch my videos, I might hide it and try not to show it, but I don't think she knows I have a YouTube. I don't think she even watches Flosstube, so, but if she does find me, that'd be a bit of a surprise. So she's getting this, and this is the fabric I chose. I had this in my stash. It's basically the same colour as what Villa Mirabilia is on. It's 32 count cream, so it's a little bit lighter than this Mother's Bliss, as you can kind of see, this one looks a little bit more natural. This one just looks a little bit lighter. But it's what I had in my stash, and I was like, perfect, this will actually go well. It'll just be a little bit lighter. The apron will just look a little bit lighter. So that's that. I can't remember when I bought this. I think I bought this for Villa Mirabilia and realised it was too small. This is a fat quarter, that's a fat half, that's how big it is. So I got this and realised this is going to be too small. And even if I do try and fit Villa Mirabilia on it, there would be like maybe like an inch or maybe like half an inch border around the side for extras, and I'm like, I'm not doing that to myself. I'm a little bit picky with my borders because sometimes I get worried that they aren't going to fit. So this is the fabric for that, and I'm going to be doing a colour conversion. I hope it works with this fabric because of how dark the colours are going to be, I hope. But she's going to have a red dress because at my cousin's wedding she had a red wedding dress. She didn't have a white one, so I'm like, if it's red it'll like match that. So she's going to have a red dress, and then the baby is going to be a darker yellow to stand out a little bit more on this bright fabric. It's going to be like a darker yellow than that's called for. And then I'm basically changing some of the back stitching. It's going to be like a darker yellow, but the back stitching is going to be like a gold, not like Krynic or anything, but a gold colour, which I just pulled out from my DMC stash. I did a floss toss, and all her colours are like chosen, and I've made a note of them. I'm keeping the hair the same, or the flowers in her hair will be the same. I want to change the ribbons to gold as well, so it will go with the red, because I think red and gold look really pretty together. So, and then the grey is staying the same. That's like the only things that staying is the hair, the skin, and the grey bit of the apron. The baby's gonna get changed. I don't know if I might change the bonnet and have it be like tinted gold to go with the to go with the baby blanket or the dress. I'm not entirely sure, but that's the plan on her, and I plan to start on her when the other Mother's Bliss is finished, the original, and then once that's finished, the other one will get a start, this one. So I have her fabric, I have her threads, she's pretty much ready to go, but I don't want to overwhelm myself with 2 family pieces and rotate between the 2. I just want to see this one finished first. I'm desperate to see it finished. So there you go. So going into plans, how my kind of schedule goes. So I've made a note here on how my rotations are going. I'm like, if I film a video on a Sunday, today is Sunday, I can then edit it tonight and get it up on Monday for you, so when you see it, I think it will be a Monday for you, depending on time zones. It might even be a Tuesday for you, I don't know. But at the very least, like, today's Sunday, I can edit it tonight and get it up on Monday, UK time. I'm not going for like any particular scheduled time, just as long as it's up for now. So there will at least be a video on Monday. And I'm thinking of doing that just every other week. I'm thinking of doing a video every other week, so there won't be a video next week, but there will be a video the week after. That makes sense. We're going with that. So, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be working on Mother's Bliss every Sunday, although today is Sunday and I've been working on Villa Mirabilia. That doesn't count. So I'll be working on Mother's Bliss every Sunday, just to get some work done on her. And then I'll be working on a seasonal queen on Wednesday. So tying that in with Winter Queen, I'm going to bring her out because I want to show her. She shares the same folder as the Autumn Queen. Just bring her out. This is Winter Queen, and I'm going to be starting her on Wednesday the 27th, so if anybody has a seasonal queen or winter queen, or maybe even like a Celtic lady from Lavender and Lace, please join me. We'll do Winter Queen together. So I'm going to be working on her on the 27th. I have her fabric. She's going to be on white linen from Zygarde. All the fabrics I've used are from Zygarde, apart from my letter fairies. They're all on Witchult, the called for fabric. So this is just white linen 32 count, which is what's called for. So that's Winter Queen. I'll be starting her on the 27th. Just when she's ready. And then, so a seasonal queen will get one day on a Wednesday. Just once a week for me, because as far as like my categories go, I have my family pieces at the moment. Mother's Bliss only fits into that category. Then I have just random pieces which both which both Villa Mirabilia and Ballerina Dreams fit into, and I'm going to be putting Ballerina Dreams and Villa Mirabilia on their own kind of rotation. So I will work on Ballerina Dreams this week because Villa Mirabilia had some time. So Ballerina Dreams will get some time this week. Hopefully it will push me to work on Ballerina Dreams more, because everybody knows I have a love-hate relationship with that thing. I absolutely love the picture but hate pulling it out because I don't like full coverage. But it's because I'm so far into it, I just want to at least keep working on it. So that's Mother's. So that's that. So both. So I'll probably just like, I don't have like a set day for them. If any work to do, or I just have some free time on my hands, I'll pull out either Ballerina Dreams or Villa Mirabilia, depending on which week it is for either one of them. So going into this week, it will be Ballerina Dreams week, and the week after will be Villa Mirabilia. So, but I will always make sure I pull out Villa Mirabilia on my birthday. She's my birthday piece, sort of. So I always like to make sure I pull her out on the 11th, which is my birth date. So there's that. At some point I want to get the G Fairy for another one of my cousins, a different cousin, not the one who already has kids, a different cousin. I have a cousin who's turning 18, I have a cousin who's turning 18, not this year, but next year. Her birthday's in February, and her 18th birthday is next year in 2022. So I want to do her a piece for her 18th. So she's going to get the letter G Fairy, because that's the start of her name. So I don't have the pattern for that yet, but I have a lot of the water lily fabric. I'm doing one for my cousin. I want to do one for my aunt as well, but it'll be the S Fairy, and I don't know if the S Fairy will look good on the water lily. I love the fabric, I think it's really pretty, but I don't know if it'll look good on the water lily. I think it'll look good on antique white. The A Fairy that I did for, I have a lot of cousins. This A Fairy that I did for one of my cousins, I did on antique white, because I saw the water lily and I was like, it's not gonna look good. So I did it on antique white and it looked really good. And my cousin still loved it all the same. I may have changed the fabric, but I think it looked pretty. The threads were all called for, they're all classic colour works. But yeah, at some point I'm looking at getting like the fabric in any of the colours I need for that, for G Fairy. And I think she needs a special treasure. Like my sister's got one, my cousin's got one, then my older cousin's getting one, and then I might do one for my aunt, and I have another aunt I could do an L for, because I want to get myself the L Fairy for Lydia. If I do that, then I might colour convert it to purple because purple's my favourite colour, and Stargazer, she's purple. But I don't know, I'll just have to see. I'll see how I feel. I like ordering in the fancy floss, but it's like then I've got it kind of like lying around and I don't know what to do with it really. Because I don't really collect fancy floss like some people do. But that's kind of like where I'm going with that, but like that's what I want to start. But it will probably be months until I start it. But unlike if I get the G Fairy, I want to make sure that's done in time to have framed and given to my cousin for her birthday. I don't think there's a lot to the G Fairy. I don't think it has a big block of stitching like Z Fairy. I think I've rambled too much, my throat is starting to hurt, I need to go get a drink. But yeah, thanks for watching this video and going inside the whole rambles of my mind as I talk through what I want to do with my stitching. And I will see you in 2 weeks for another video. See ya!